Good. All right, welcome to the September 8th Village of Shawnee Hills Council meeting. For all that can, please stand for the pledge. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Bates, here. Kaiser, here. Marosa, here. Manny, here. Asher,
Here.
Zimmerman.
Here.
Does it seem like to anybody else that we've been here every single week for the last month and a half?
Some of us have.
Yeah. Okay, approval of the minutes from August 25th. Anything on page 1? Page 2? All right, do I have a motion to approve the minutes?
Second. Bates, abstain. Kaiser. Yes. Marosa.
Yes.
Manny. Yes. Asher,
Abstain.
Zimmerman.
Yes.
Any questions on the agenda? A motion to approve the agenda?
Second. Bates. Yes. Kaiser. Yes. Marosa.
Yes.
Manny. Yes. Asher.
Yes.
Zimmerman.
Yes.
Okay, Brian?
Thank you, Mayor. One thing on my report for tonight, it's kind of a few subparts. The council had passed and approved that JED District Number 1, that's Swim Club JED. Actually today I got in the counterpart signatures from both Concord and Berlin Township, so that has been fully, all the parties have signed off and approved that. I got a draft version of the income tax agreement that will need to be signed. There were a couple very simple tweaks to it. I sent that back to the council who put that together. And then just one thing, so there'll be a couple things on the agenda. Eventually, the village will have to enter that income tax agreement, which just lets us like the income tax like we do for Evans Farm. And then there'll also be legislation on the agenda because council will have to appoint board, the JED board member number 1. You may or may not want to appoint the person who also already sits as a member on another JED. That's clear up to council. But that also will be coming. I don't know exactly when that first meeting is going to be. The attorney told me, he'd let me know. So I would suspect that board member appointment will be in the very near future. And then and probably the income tax agreement will be too, because we probably get that at least approved to go to the JED board itself to then sign off once they actually meet. Because one of the first things they'll do once they meet and organize is pass a resolution to institute the income tax. So those things are all on the horizon. So that's my report. One of the things I want to say tonight is I will not be here for the meeting on the 22nd. I have to be in Albany for a BCA meeting, not to give them legal advice, but for my own curious request. Anniversary gifts for ourselves is a patio somewhere. That's a various a little bit rear yard setback issue in my very short backyard. So I already have staff approval, right? Staff approving recommendations. But I have to go to the meeting.
You don't back up to the city of Columbus, do you? I mean, you might want to watch out.
Is this, the swim club, is that up and running now, or is it in construction?
I think it's under construction.
They just voted on that. They could have got construction income. Okay, Russ.
A couple of things real quick. Back in 2019, we received a violation from the EPA for not having a stormwater management plan. Last week, we met with them for our audit to see how we've done on that. We've resolved the 2019 violation. They gave us some suggestions, not findings, but suggestions. So there's no new violation. There's nothing ongoing. Most of it was ordinance updates and employee training. Working on the employee training, they've provided us with everything that we need to do there. Chris is working with them to get the ordinance updates that we have to do. So you might see a flurry of stormwater related ordinances coming through related to that. But good news there. Last week I met with the superintendent of Dublin Schools. That they're going through their redistricting talks, and one of the things we did, we pretty much shared concerns about our kids having to cross the river, traffic, the increased traffic, and the inexperienced drivers entering that traffic, Riverside Drive, and dump trucks and that. So I think it's good news for our families. I can't say for certain what decision's gonna be made, but things are looking very favorable there for us. And then working with committees on planning 2026 budgets, projects and goals. And tonight we have the basic budget that goes through. But you know, really start working with Shirley to nail down what we want to accomplish next year, so. A couple dates, December 5th, I'll start with the most exciting first, December 5th is the tree lighting. Time TBD, I'm thinking 5 o'clock, 5:30, it is a Friday night. But depending on what other festivities we're gonna put around that, we'll dictate the time. Fall festival this week, or no, it's not this weekend, September 20th, 2 p.m. to 7 p.m. And then I'll go from brewery to brewery along our main streets. And then trick or treat, since we agreed a couple years ago to follow Morpsey, is on the Thursday before Halloween. So it'll be October 30th, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. And then we're gonna do police department, we'll do trick or treat down for that at Shawnee Trail and like that.
All right, any questions for Russ? All right. Any, you want to talk police? No, all right, Robin,
Yes,
you're up.
oh, thank you. If I may stay right here?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you guys. I've got two things I would just like to speak about. The first is the property at 36 West Mohawk, which is still owned by the Civic Association, being rented or leased by Shawnee Grooming. I wanted to let council know that the 3 violations that were reported to us, the small pavement area, water holding in an area that needed gravel, and then the so-called sewer issue, have all been corrected. But what I came here mostly to let council know is that there was never a sewer issue on that property. The smell that was coming was eroding dog hair. I hate to say that, but that's what it was. We found out that our bathing area was, the pipes with the water was draining out to the side yard and depositing to dog hair. And we didn't realize that. We had asked for help from somebody who's now passed to fix the issue for us, and that's how we fixed it. So anyways, that's been corrected. Our bathing area now goes into the septic area and the dog hair has been removed. But I kept seeing sewer, and I wanted you guys to know there was never a sewer issue. It was just a stink of dog hair, okay? Hate to say that, but that's what it was. But with that, I've lived here pretty much my entire life, my family and I have. And I guess the one thing that I was, that has changed, that sort of bothered me, is that with this issue, there was a lot of time and money spent by the village engineer, our administrator and zoning, on something that I wish that somebody could have just like picked up the phone or stopped by and said, hey, what up, and something's going on. And I don't know what's happened to that in our village where we can't do that anymore, talk to people. So it sort of saddened me the way this came about and how we were sent a very threatening letter from the village engineer saying that the EPA was gonna be involved and they're gonna shut the business down, and it just really wasn't necessary. You know, I mean, once we were alerted to the issue, we figured out what the problem was and we fixed it. And it cost a lot of money on that business and the Civic, but we fixed it. I just wish the village could maybe get back to that someday and not really have to go involving all these other entities. That's my one thing. Secondly, the one thing I wanted to ask about is our street repairs. You know, we had a little small pavement area, not much more than this there, that we had to repair because we were told it was eroding the village streets. But for the last, actually all summer, I've been driving past potholes on West Old Pal. So I'm sort of curious on where the village is on fixing those. Because I mean, you know, if we're being forced to fix this little area, why is the village not fixing our roads? So that was my last question.
Respond to both of those. The civic issue, first of all, the EPA requires us to take certain steps when there was a complaint, and that complaint was out there, it was very public, so we had to take those steps. And a notice of violation, pretty sounded harsh, but that's legally what we had to do to resolve that situation.
Okay.
The second is the paving. I'm actually, Chris and I are meeting next week, West Old Pal, and then there's a spot on Shawnee Trail that need fixed. Are both on our paving agenda, for this year, small mixed repairs. We've been working on that with, Columbus Asphalt Paving.
Okay.
So I'm hoping to get on there at their schedule here or plant close, but, we've been on that, and West Old Pal, that's something that we've been trying to get done.
Okay, great. Well, finally, I just wanted to say, Safety Day, the turnout, could have been better. It was a very hot day. But you know what? I really appreciate the work that the village and the police department and the civic association put into that. I mean, it does take a lot of work, and we work really hard to do that, but it was a great event nevertheless, for those of you that were able to stop by. I saw a few of you. So, I just love Safety Day. So we've got some ideas for next year. We're not giving up on it, and you know, hopefully we'll see it continue. So thank you guys.
Communications, so I really only have two. As Russ said, we met with John Marshausen, the superintendent of Dublin Schools, and that was at their request. We actually provided a traffic report. It was dated, but the traffic report was from COVID, the COVID era, and the plaza was built. But it was any information, like they're just starting down that road now. They have a third party that's actually, researching what high school redistricting will look like. But it was nice to sit down with him and kind of hear their concerns as far as the district's concerned outside of what that third party is. So that was nice. And then the second one was met with, and Justin did most of the legwork on this, but with Andy Mitri, the Archer Energy that you see on there tonight. So met with him last week or the week before about this gas, and then he'll be at next meeting to discuss electric. So that's all I have.
Just have that the Veterans Day celebration will be November 8th at 11 o'clock, as it has been. Working on the plans with that. American Legion Post 800 is involved, so more to come.
All right, any committees? No committees met? All right, legislative actions, so we have a second reading. Ordinance 28-2025, an ordinance to establish a custodial fund for Berlin JED District 1. We have a first reading resolution 08-2025, a resolution accepting the amounts and rates is determined by the Budget Commission and authorizing the necessary tax levies and certifying them to the county auditor and declare an emergency. Any questions on these? Do I have a motion to suspend with the second and third reading, declare resolution 08-2025 an emergency?
Second.
Gates.
Yes.
Isaac. Yes. DeRosa.
Yes.
Mattney. Yes. Hatcher.
Yes.
Zimmerman.
Yes. Do I have a motion to adopt resolution 08-2025 as an emergency?
So. Gates.
Yeah.
Isaac. Yes. DeRosa.
Yes.
Mattney. Yes. Hatcher.
Yes.
Zimmerman.
Yes. All right, and this is the gas aggregation, so this has to be an emergency. This has to be in by the 15th of this month, so that's why this has to go to emergency this time. So this is a first reading resolution 09-2025, a resolution authorizing and directing the village administrator and fiscal officer to execute an aggregation agreement with Archer Energy LLC to provide natural gas supply services and declare an emergency. Do I have a motion to suspend with the second and third reading? Second.
Gates. Yes. Isaac. Yes. DeRosa.
Yes.
Mattney. Yes. Hatcher.
Yes.
Zimmerman.
Yes. A motion to adopt resolution 09-2025.
Second.
Gates. Yes. Isaac. Yes. DeRosa.
Yes.
Mattney. Yes. Hatcher.
Yes.
All right, do I have a motion to pay the bills in the amount of $42,329.46.
Second. Gates.
Yes.
Eisner. Yes. Wilson.
Yes.
Manning.
Yes.
Hatcher.
Yes.
Zimmerman.
Yes. Shirley Treasurer's report.
General fund, $694,671.96. Street fund, $100,602.25. State highway, $52,160.94. ED biohammers, $3,956.88. Continuing professional training, $13,747.46. Drug law enforcement, $534.41. Indigent drivers, $385.84. Law enforcement trust, $3,852.20. Enforcement education, $1,795.98. One Ohio Fund, $771.04. Fire Fund, $195,759.15. Weed Fund, $278.21. TIF, $124,488.21. TIF 2, $70,053.17. Police District Fund, $125,775.42. Veterans Memorial, $298.97. Sewer operating, $102,146.56. Sewer replacement, $7,506.08. Storm sewer, $39,510.92. Enterprise improvement, $23,419. Debt service, $157,018.48. The Evans Farm Jet, $7,676.94. Virtual of $1,726,410.17.
Do you have a motion to approve the treasurer's report?
Second.
Gates.
Yes.
Eisner.
Yes.
DeRosa.
Yes.
Manning.
Yes.
Hatcher.
Yes.
Zimmerman.
Yes. Anyone with miscellaneous business? All right, do I have a motion to adjourn?
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?